Hi everybody and welcome to the Modern Vintage Kitchen. Today we're going to be making no sugar added applesauce pumpkin bread. I will link, I'll actually put the recipe in the description below so you guys can follow along. I went to the Dollar Tree recently and made applesauce, and the Dollar Tree had out all their fall and Thanksgiving decor and it got me super excited. So making applesauce too, I was like, oh, I really miss fall. So we're going to go ahead and make some applesauce pumpkin bread for the first time. You need a can of pumpkin, a small can. Make sure it's straight pumpkin with nothing else added, not the pumpkin pie spice or anything like that. And then a cup of applesauce. I am using my homemade applesauce. It is not sugar-free. It actually has maple syrup and brown sugar in it. So I'm not going to add any sugar here. And then after that, you're going to beat in 3 eggs, making sure your mixer is plugged in. Mine was not. And then once that's all beat together, we're going to add in vanilla, a tablespoon of vanilla, using your favorite one, and 3 tablespoons of your fat of choice. I am using coconut oil, but you could use butter or ghee. Just make sure if you're using butter, it's not hot because you don't want to scramble your eggs. Once that's done, cleaning up, putting that in the sink and getting ready to use my dry ingredients, you need 2.5 cups of flour, your flour of your choice. I am using gluten-free. 1.5 cups of gluten-free flour, and then a cup of old-fashioned rolled oats, not quick oats, but you can use any flour that you decide, gluten-free, non-gluten-free, oatmeal flour, almond flour, entirely up to you. Then adding a dash of salt, a tablespoon of cinnamon, a heavy pour of nutmeg, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a half teaspoon of baking soda, and mixing it all together. Next, we're going to fold in our dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, making sure we're using our spatula and not the handheld mixer because we don't want to aerate the dough too much. So adding in half and giving it a nice good stir until everything is incorporated, and then I am going to add in the last half of our dry ingredients into our wet ingredients. I was planning on making a loaf of the applesauce pumpkin bread. However, my husband told me in the middle of this that he prefers muffins. So you're going to see me grabbing my muffin tins as well as my muffin liners and putting away my loaf pan because we have decided to make muffins. Now this made about 21 muffins because I was using a batter scoop. However, you probably could make the full 24 if you made them a little smaller. I think it would just make about 1 loaf pan. So making sure your oven is preheated at 350. If I haven't already said that, go ahead and put your dough. If it is going into a loaf pan, make sure you spray it with nonstick spray, coconut oil, or butter to keep everything from sticking. Muffin tin liners are great, or you can just spray it as well and just put your muffins in there. So mine made about 21 muffins. So you're going to see me scraping the batter here, trying to get all of it out. And then the last 3, I'm going to go ahead and grab my wet measuring cup and adding a little bit of water into the muffin tins to keep the muffin tin from burning. If you didn't know that trick, just don't fill it up all the way because you will spill and you're baking cupcakes or muffins. I have done that and ruined some delicious desserts. So go ahead and grabbing that right now, adding in water, pulling out my muffin tins and putting that in there, and then I'm going to throw them in the oven. The muffins are going to bake for 30 minutes. I'm going to flip them at 15 minutes, putting the top ones on the bottom and vice versa, and then they're going to come out and they're going to be delicious. If you are making the loaf, it's going to take anywhere from 40 to 50 minutes. All right, here we are 30 minutes later. My muffins are looking absolutely delicious. The water is starting to boil and I'm pulling them out here. I'm testing it. I don't have any toothpicks, so I'm using a knife. As you can see, the muffin is completely done, but it did not want to let go of my knife. So here's the final product. They were absolutely delicious. I absolutely recommend you try. Like I said, the recipe will be in the description below. Until next time, I will talk to you soon from the Modern Vintage Kitchen.